Hey guys, thanks for clicking on the link and checking out this video. My name is Abe, and I'm going to be doing some reviews of some Ninja Turtle figures. Can actually start off with this, which is Donnie. It's one of the 6-inch figures from the new Nickelodeon Turtle line for the new show that just premiered. I'm going to be doing as well some other ones from the original 80s toy line. There's going to be about 6 or 7 of those. It's going to be Bebop, Rocksteady, April, and a couple of others. This is my first video review, one of my first videos altogether, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks. Alright, here he is. This is the 6-inch Donnie from the new Nickelodeon line for the new show that premiered. This is the only one of the 4 original Turtles that I've been able to find. I haven't been able to find any of them anywhere. I haven't looked at too many places, but this was literally the only one I could find. I can find plenty of the larger scale, I think 7-inch ones, where you hold down the arm and they say a really annoying catchphrase. Not too big on those. I think the faces on those are weird, but I think this is a great sculpt. And it looks really good in the packaging. This is really well done packaging. I like it. As you can see here, this is in mint condition. I literally just bought it last night. You know, of course, with the intention of maybe starting a collection of the newer figures. And this is pretty much it. I haven't seen any Shredder. I haven't seen Metalhead. I've seen plenty of Splinters. I've seen a couple Aprils. I've seen a bunch of Foot Soldiers and Krang in their bodies. But yeah, this is actually the first Turtle I've actually been able to lay my hands on, so I made sure to grab it. Alright, so let's go ahead and start with the opening of it. Alright, let's check out a little bit of his packaging, just to get some detail on it. I really like the graphics that they use. I think that, you know, of course it's going to reflect the new cartoon, which is what they're pushing. So it's big, it's what's going to make them their money. It's good for kids. And I think that aesthetically, sort of the direction that they chose to go in with the logo, with the art style, I just think it suits it. It suits it. It's a really good fit for, I think, the franchise in terms of the style, the aesthetic, things like that. Back, which of course is going to have, I like that they're keeping it consistent. I mean, it's new, but it does remind me a lot of the old 80s figures, with the card on the back with their description, you know, some of their vital statistics and stuff like that. I think it's really cool. I used to collect these cards when I was a kid, so I'm going to continue to collect these, and hopefully there's going to be kids nowadays that are going to collect these and become just as avid a fan of them as a lot of us older, you know, kids at heart are. Cool. Okay, now we can really get down to the nitty-gritty of opening this bad boy. Okay, now as I mentioned, this is the first figure of the new Nick line that I purchased. So I mean, it's not rocket science or anything, but I don't know how the packaging, like the mold of the plastic on the inside, is holding him. So I'm pretty much just going to go ahead and use my trusty blade to cut along the seam where the plastic here is attached to the cardboard. Try to do as little damage as possible, and then probably just slide it open. So let's see about that. Already it's a little bit more damage than I was hoping for, but that's alright. I was wondering whether or not I should open up these figures, you know, for the new line. I remember when the 2K3 series started, I was collecting those heavily. I was collecting those, and actually the 2002 Masters of the Universe figures. And I bought 2 of everything, and I was younger, and I had disposable income, still living at home and stuff, so I bought 2 of each figure, kept one as mint on card as possible, and the other, of course, I opened and had on display. After a while, I just sort of got over it, gave them all to my nephews, and those are all actually since lost. I don't know what they did with them. but I'm not as sort of, you know, it's not as sacred anymore to me to have them in package, mint on card. So I'm pretty much going to just be opening these as I get them. I don't know if I'll be doing reviews for all of them. This is my first review, my first video, so see how it goes. But it looks like I was able to go ahead and slide it all the way through. I'm going to open it up here. There we go. And let's see what we got here. Okay, cool. So you pop them open, and there you go. Obviously, you've got the figure, all those accessories. I love the way the accessories are sort of packaged the way the old 80s ones were. All, you know, sort of on one sort of little frame, and you can just pull them off. It looks like it comes with, of course, cool little, I'm assuming this is going to be a catalog or, you know, let you know what other toys there are in the line. But let's go ahead and pull Donnie out. Staff. Wow, this is really cool. A really cool bubble. It's actually got little indentions and stuff for the stuff to fit in. It's not just sort of stuck in there or even like tied down. I have to say this Donatello looks really, really cool. Let's see here. Alright. So here we go. One of his three-toed feet that's stuck in there. And so there he is. What else do we have? We have the secondary piece of bubble that's going to hold all his accessories. Looks like he's got a little holder for his bow staff. And then on the back, we have that frames of accessories that I was talking about, just like the old 80s tunes. And I was wrong, there is one other piece of plastic holding it. Let's see if I can get that. Let's see here. There's a ton of these I remember on the old 2K3 figures. They were just held on, but I mean those were also really cool figures. Really interesting take on the Turtles. Graffiti-esque. It's very early 2000s. Alright, there we go. So there we have it. Let's see. We've got Donnie, his bow holder, and his accessories. So we have him open. And now let's go ahead and take a look at each piece individually. Okay, so here he is. This is Donnie. I think this is just fantastic. I love the sculpt. It looks like a little mini statue. It's obviously it's a variation on the style that they use in the show itself. These guys look a little tougher, a little meaner. But that's not much different than the original toy line with their weird heads and faces that look nothing like the cartoon. But, you know, this is, I mean, just look at the detail on this guy. The shell. I love the bandaging on the feet. I love these character designs pretty much already, just from the episodes of the show that I've seen, and I think these toys are a great representation of that. The articulation on this guy is crazy. I mean, you have shoulder, you have elbow, wrist. They're really solid joints. They don't feel loose at all. You know, I love that the head is really stable. It's stuck in there. You know, it doesn't take a lot of effort, but it's you know, if you're gonna move his head, it's gonna stay. It's not loose. You have joints where the legs meet the torso, the knee, and yeah, I mean, for it being, you know, just a regular 6-inch figure, your basic Donatello turtle, it's really, really good. You know, I got it for $8.99. That's not a bad deal for a toy of this quality. I just noticed there's a little bit of paint right here, right under the right knee pad. You can see that they got some brown on the actual leg. It's not a big deal to me. Okay, so there's Donnie, and now we're gonna take a look at his weapons and accessories. Basically, what you have here, this is a little loop for his bow. You can see it's, you know, it attaches. It's got a little T attachment that inserts onto the same shape in his shell. Looking at this video, I see that there's not a lot of focus and a little bit it's a little bit blurry, but you can see the T there, and it pretty much just snaps on. Now, it's really easy to fall off, this little thing is, so, you know, little kids are probably going to lose this, but it's cool, you know, it's a good idea. You can put the bow in, of course, and of course it falls off. But, you know, since I'm just going to be using it for display purposes, that's perfectly fine. You can stick the bow right in there, and put that on there, and then he's got his bow on him. And then we have his other accessories, which, like I said, I really love the fact that they come all connected as this one piece of plastic that you can just sort of pull apart like the 80s toys. Here we have a, what is this called? I believe it's on here somewhere. It's a naginata. This little thing right here, this long shape. It's a bow with a blade at the end of it that pops out, which I think is really cool. I've seen him using the show once so far. And it's a good addition, you know. It's a lot better than some of the ideas they were thinking were making just his bow be high-tech, because he is the inventor and the genius. I like that they kept a wooden bow with a blade. That's very, very ninja. Very, very ninja. This next one is this sort of, this bow that breaks apart into a nunchuck, basically. Which is not like Mikey's nunchucks. A lot of people don't realize that nunchucks aren't just the two with the chain. This is a nunchuck also, but that's just nerd knowledge. But I do like the fact that, you know, it looks as though it's his bow that just breaks apart into 3 pieces, which is awesome. And of course these crazy fancy shuriken. And I like taking these apart. I used to, when I was a kid, I would take these apart, and the old 80s ones were like a full square thing that they were attached to, and I would use that as the Ninja Turtles beds. And that's what I would sleep on when I would play with my toys. So see, you can just pretty much just pull them apart exactly like the old school ones. These seem like they're made out of a lot sturdier and thicker plastic than the old ones. I remember the old ones, Leonardo's swords, the blades would always break off the handles. Mikey's nunchucks would constantly break. I remember Raph's size, the middle blade would always bend. So it's good that these are made out of really thick, sturdy plastic. And lastly, we just have the little insert that came with it. It is really just that. It's a flyer advertising the different toys in the line. The sewer play set, you know, all the basic figures. You know, I'm pretty sure you can get one of these in every one of the figures that you buy. You know, for the first wave, advertising that stuff. So that is pretty much it. See, there you go. Already it's fallen off. But that's pretty much it. It's a really, really solid figure with a really, really good sculpt. The accessories are also sculpted well. You know, it's going to be on display, and it's going to be looking pretty sweet while it does so. So this was the Donatello 6-inch figure from the new toy line from Playmates on Nickelodeon, and thanks so much for watching.